Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out with me here in Align Plans. I'm so glad that you're here. So today we're going to, as you can tell, I have moved back into my Notiq A5 6-ring planner. Summer has finally ended, which means that I honestly could not deal with the tiny little rings that I had, so I had to move back. In a separate video, I will update you guys on my full setup, at least until the end of the year, just so that you kind of have an idea of what made it into the planner and what really didn't. But for today, I thought that we would just sit down and finally get around to actually setting up my layout for October, as well as the first actual week of October. So if that sounds good, then let's just dive right in. And of course, if you want more personalized content and you want to have a say or have your questions shouted out on any of these upcoming videos, please make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I will leave the handle right on the screen so you can check that out. Also, anything and everything that I mention in this video is going to be linked in the description. If I forget, please just comment and let me know that you're looking for something. I would be happy to provide you with links to all the goodies. But without further ado, why don't we just grab our beverage and dive right in on this beautiful fall day. All right, so as we're getting started, halfway through, I completely realized that I did not have any of my October inserts included, so here we are. So to get started with my monthly layout, I'm keeping it very simple, yet I feel like it's super elegant. I'm using these Eclipse stickies, and I'm using all three sizes for three totally different purposes. So the largest one, I'm using it for main goals for the month. I'm using the middle one for basically all the wellness outline that I'm kind of hoping to achieve for the month. And then the smallest one is sort of like the personal goals that I kind of have when it comes to like date nights, game nights, that sort of thing. I'm not specifically scheduling them in. I just kind of would like to play them by ear as we go, just because you never know kind of what comes up for the month. Now, as far as a pen is concerned, if you're wondering what pen works absolutely the best with this, I received this one from Cloth and Paper back in the day. It has like this dual tip and it works absolutely awesome. There's no smudges. I think it works absolutely the best. Next, I'm moving on to just highlighting important dates. For that, I'm using this really beautiful pastel green mild liner that I got. This is from their latest collection that they have. And honestly, I can't get enough. I think that it just goes with the fall theme so beautifully. And I couldn't pass up these little flag stickies from Cloth and Paper because honestly, I really love using them. I like how they kind of highlight certain things. And the pen that I'm using, just to kind of create a little bit more of a dimension, I'm using my Ferris wheel fine tip fountain pen. And the color that I have that I loaded in there is also a Ferris wheel ink. I will leave the link to them in the description if you wanted to check it out. I will have close-ups on Instagram as well if you wanted to kind of check out the ink. Their ink is absolutely stunning. And I've been really enjoying using their ink lately. Let's move right on to the weekly layout. So for the weekly layout, I'm using, for the life of me, I could not find my little tweezers. So I'm literally just using my hands to place down these dot stickers from Cloth and Paper. I do have a few things that I have already kind of wrote down for the week. I find that my to-do list just gets really congested between a mix of family obligations, reminders, as well as anything and everything that comes up in business. So I'm doing my best to kind of just create a bit more balance where I'm kind of isolating only home and personal life stuff here, but even then my to-do list somehow still ends up being a mile long. I don't know if you guys relate, but that's just, I think as we're like approaching the end of the year, I think that's just how it goes for most of us. So the few of the things that I've used here, I'm using the latest little half-page markers, that the one that you see up here that says do not forget. I'm also using the color sticky notes that I think look really, really cute to kind of just highlight as sort of like a quick little reminder. And now for any of the workout schedule that I'm trying to write down, I'm using the activity tracker sheet that I received from Cloth and Paper back in the day. I find that those icons actually the most accurate representation of any physical activity that I end up doing. So I end up always gravitating towards it. And we're also marking down paydays and anything and everything that I find is going to be relevant for this week that I really don't want to forget. Side note, if you're wondering, the pen works absolutely amazingly well. Now quickly hopping back to the weekly overview, I actually started using the top section where it says this week just to kind of pick a word of the week. I've been really enjoying using that within my hobo weeks. So here we are trying to kind of do the same thing within this planner as well and see how it goes. Okay, let's talk decor. Now that I have put in almost all of the things that I could actually remember for the week, I wanted to use some quick little decor pieces, and I'm really after the green. I really love this little, it's actually a journaling sheet that I bought specifically for journaling, but I feel like it's highly applicable even here within my planner as well. It just looks so stunning. It's sort of like a stick on, like a peel off sticky. You will see what I mean in a moment. You kind of just put it on like it's almost like a tattoo, and it looks so realistic, you guys. It looks stunning. I personally absolutely love it. So you see a little butterfly up top, and then the rest are all basically botanical plants that I think just adds a little something, and it's such a beautiful complement to the brown ink. So I really wanted to include that into this week's layout, and I will show you at the very end a full close-up of how everything turned out. And as we're wrapping things up here, I wanted to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this Plan With Me video, and happy October. Happy spooky season. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know how to support the channel. You can give it a thumbs up, do all of the good things, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.